Hello and happy 4th of July. We've got Amour and we've got Mr. Hugo. Today I want to talk about what I do to keep Amour calm on the 4th of July, because when I first got him, I didn't know that he was scared of fireworks or gunfire. So if you live in an area where they do a lot of celebrating, and I know they do where I live, yeah, so dogs can get a little freaked out, especially Huskies, because we know how dramatic they really can be. But just let's take a moment. Can we just pause for the pause? These feathers. I love his feathers. I do have hardwood floors, so he does kind of slide around a little bit, but I feel like it protects him from the elements outside. So which brings me to the first thing to do in the morning, which is to exercise your Husky in the morning. Take them for a nice long walk. Now he's 9 now, so he doesn't need a 4-mile walk anymore, but obviously, you know your Husky's age and health better than I do. In order to gauge that, some dogs need longer walks than others. But make sure that you get your Husky out for a nice long walk in the morning. So we know that a tired Husky is a very good Husky. Okay. So as things start going off, those fireworks are popping off, firecrackers are popping off, calming chews. And some of the best calming chews that I have found have been Native Pet. You can get at PetSmart, Zesty Paws, you can get at Petco, and then there was one, I haven't seen it because I got them when I was living in Indiana, and it was at a kind of a health pet food place. It came in a green bottle, and I can't seem to find information on it, but if you do have a natural health food store in the area, they may have it there. And that was very helpful because that was very healthy and it didn't have all the preservatives in it, and it did help to calm him down. So there is great debate over essential oils in animals, but I have found for myself, I really like the smell of lavender, and they do use lavender in different shelters, and they will, often have it, the plug-in lavender natural oils, because it does keep animals calm. And music can also keep your dogs calm. So classical music like Bach or Chopin has actually been proven to actually not just calm people down, but also calm down your lovely doggies. And yes, there's been a joke that we think that Amour was an opera singer in a past life, so perhaps that's why he enjoys classical music as much as he does. But obviously you're going to know your dog better than I do, what calms them down. But these are just some tips. And if they do like the music that you listen to, pay attention to when they perk up and when they calm down, and put that music on. I found that Amour really loves Imagine Dragons. He does like his alternative music too, so he's funny. He perks up when he hears Imagine Dragons, and he perks up when he hears 30 Seconds to Mars. Yes, he does like the same music that I do too, so it's cute. Music it's such a beautiful way of helping your dog to calm down, so sing to your dog. Now, I sing when I get nervous, so you can just hum a little tune like Moon River, right? Whatever just sing a little happy tune to your dog or a lullaby, and that will help to calm them down. Of course, obviously hearing your voice will help to calm them down, so just, sing. It's okay. Everything's all right. Moore also loves Bob Marley. So, use your judgment. It's up to you. If you don't like reggae, that's okay. But that also has been proven in strange ways of calming dogs down. It calms down dogs in here when I put on the reggae, and it calms me down too. So, if you want to think of a little more practically, let's talk about some other things that you can do. A thunder shirt or a thunder jacket also really works very well. Or if you don't have the money and you can't go spend one, spend $1 or $2, because they can actually be kind of expensive. Just use a blanket. And Moore loves getting under blankets. He loves getting under the table where the tablecloth is. So, a crate. That brings me to talking about the crate, because when you use a crate, quite often you put a covering over it. And I think being in a space where they feel safe is really vital for them. So, in that crate, you can, put a blanket down, an old blanket that you don't mind them chewing on or drooling on, right? So having some treats in there. Don't leave a bone in there, but, leave a Kong in there that has some peanut butter with some of their cookies that they like to help keep them calm. And right outside of that crate, especially if you're going to go spend time with your friends, is to leave your old sweaty gym clothes that you haven't washed yet. Leave those nearby. Leave your stinkiest sneakers nearby. Huskies work very much on their olfactory nerves, and so having your scent nearby, they know that you're going to come back. Which brings me to talking about if you need to leave and go to a friend's house, or you're going out for celebrations and you're leaving the house and you're going to enjoy the fireworks and you don't want your dog freaking out. You're going to see him twitch a little bit. He does not have seizures. I think he's falling asleep. And sometimes when he dreams, oh no, I think my voice is keeping him awake. I think he was starting to fall asleep and you saw a little twitchy twitch. Yeah, okay. So make sure that you leave your old sweaty clothes nearby, okay? And you may want to just, if your dog is like mine, if your husky is like mine and is an escape artist, open that bag just a little bit, because in work, he knows how to work zippers. Yeah, he's asleep. And obviously use your best judgment with your sneakers. If you know that your dog is still chewing on your stuff, you may not want to leave those out. Just a little tip that I learned the hard way. But something else that's actually a really good idea, instead of putting all of those toys away in a bin, leave some out. Because if your dog does get out of your crate, the first thing they're going to do is go for your sofa, they're going to go for your shoes, they're going to go for whatever's available, right? So the best thing that you can do is actually have quite a few toys. As you see, we've got quite a few toys. Now, don't feel like you need to go buy a whole bunch of them right away. I've gotten these since about, 2016? We've been piling these up. So some of these are kind of old toys. He has even older ones. Yeah. So let's just talk about some of these things that you're seeing here, because you're like, what? What is that? This is one of his puzzle balls. So you put the treats in here and that keeps him preoccupied. Oops. this is this fishy my mom got him. It's really tough. So it gives them something to chew on. So instead of chewing on your shoes, they're gonna chew on their toys because they know what is theirs. So these are great because they can bounce them all over the place. And Huskies really like to chew. So when he gets this in his mouth, he just, as you've seen from another video, chew, 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 chew. This is Doggy I'm taking care of. This is Hugo. He likes that. And I know this looks a little awkward, but it's really a dog toy. So the doggy's like chewing on this. And marrow bones. So get frozen marrow bones. You can get them at your local butchers. Sometimes PetSmart will have them. They have the bigger ones. Don't get small ones. Get the bigger ones. Any kind of antler or any kind of, nyla bones are absolutely fabulous. And while I was bouncing this around, you can put treats in here. You can put peanut butter in there with some doggy treats in there, right? Right? Yes. Any, leave them scattered. This will stop your Husky. And where loves this thing? His water. Yeah. Leave them scattered. Don't clean up. Leave everything scattered. So if they do break out of their crate, they will have their toys to play with. And during the day, before all of the festivities, dogs really need to be able to, what tires them out the most and calms them down the most is doing something that will keep their minds preoccupied. So, this has been great. You put the treats in here and they have to figure out how to open it. Of course, there's nothing in there right now. But yeah, so keep your dog's mind preoccupied with, especially when it's really, really hot outside and you really don't want to take your dog for a walk because obviously if it's 98 degrees outside, you don't want to do that. But if you do know some shady areas, take Husky for a quick walk, big stretch, and let them sniff around. Find the good shady areas, right? Yeah, see? And cooling mats are great. Yeah. So a good bit of exercise during the day. If you have a swimming pool, let your Husky go for a swim. It's really, really good for their joints and it's very tiring for them. So that will assist greatly, actually, because as I've said before, a tired Husky is a very good Husky. Here, yeah, we're on the move. So try to keep your doggy moving during the day. Obviously, keep your air conditioning at a good level for yourself and for your Husky, because sometimes when they start to overheat, it doesn't actually relax them. It can actually make them feel a little off and not feel so good. So keep it at something comfortable for you and for your Husky. So somewhere between, I usually have mine on like 72 or 75. It's really, really hot out because you don't want to blow out your system, especially when it's like 98 degrees outside. YouTube TV. There's dog TV. If you go on YouTube, look up, which you're already on, look up dog TV. Now, if your dog is very reactive to squirrels and things, I wouldn't leave it on one that has all the wildlife on it, because I came home once and Amora was like running around in the house. He's like looking for the squirrels and things. There are some YouTube TV ones with dogs walking on a beach and playing on a beach, and those are some of the best. And since I have taken him more to a beach before, he associates that with a fun time, and he really enjoyed his time when he was playing around on the beach. So those are the most calming ones. Instead of doing the wildlife, which can kind of get them a little more excited, you want calming calming sounds of waves or walking on a nature path. But then again, if your dog is very reactive to seeing other dogs on TV, this may not be the best route for you. And Moor's fine. I think it actually makes him feel better to see other dogs. You know your dog better than I do, obviously. But there are also on YouTube, you can find this on YouTube. This isn't something you need to buy. But if you find that it works, you can do this, because I have done this in the past with a Moor, and something that I got was called whole tones. And what it is, they are frequencies. It works in solfeggio. So like the 528 frequency was very calming for him. He responded very, very well to that, and it brought him down a few levels from where he would be like kind of freaking out to becoming very, very calm, very just happy to chew on his toys. And actually, they're also, those tones are also very beneficial for people. But, and I'm going to say this because this is important for you to know, if your dog has any kind of neurological condition where they have seizures, do not use the frequencies, because those frequencies can actually cause more seizures. Yeah, so that's important to know. So if you yourself have seizures or you have a neurological condition, stay away from the frequencies. My neurological condition does not cause me to have seizures, so I don't have to worry about that. I can listen to frequencies. And Moore does not have a neurological issue, so he's fine and does very well with the frequencies. So if you do have issues with frequencies, I would say the best thing for you to do would be the music, just regular classical music, the lavender scent. Don't necessarily spray it on them. Have it in an area where they can't easily access it. So in a diffuser up on a high shelf, right? Or if you, even better, if you have lavender growing out in your yard, bring in a fresh bouquet of lavender and put it up on a high shelf where your husky is going to get it, because this dude would, right? Because when I take him for walks, I should do this as a video for you guys one day. When I take him for a walk, he will stop and smell all the flowers. For him, it's not just about smelling other dogs' messages, right? He stops and he smells the flowers. Oh, are you getting jealous? Hugo. Hugo wants some attention. I did give him some of your dog boy. And having a buddy there for your dog. That's another way to deal with 4th of July. Have a buddy there for your dog. As long as that dog helps your dog to be calm. If that dog instigates your dog, obviously that's not going to work very well. But sometimes just having a dog buddy around can be really helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you have any other ideas of things you want me to talk about, just let me know. I was planning on doing this today, and I'm so glad that someone actually mentioned that in the comments, because I was going over ideas, and this just kind of happened this way. This is not totally, it kind of plotted out what to say, but obviously I can't control any of the stuff that's going on right now. More, you're on video. No. Have a very happy 4th of July.